Hello, this tutorial can be applied to Hammond organ, piano or any type of electronic keyboard. If you watched lesson 1, by now you should be able to play the 5-finger exercises very easily. If you can play the 5-finger exercises fluently, that's great, we can carry on. If you can't, I would suggest that before you move on to this lesson, you go back and practice some more 5-finger exercises. On the screen at the moment you can see a chart with the names of the notes and my hand with numbers on. These are the finger numbers and are important from the word go. This is how to play a C major scale. There are 8 notes to play and you only have 5 fingers. So start with your thumb on the C, play C, D, E, throw the thumb under and then carry on up to the top. Then on the way back down, throw the 3rd finger over onto the E and the same again. And just as in the first lesson, this needs to be practiced. Yes, once again it's boring and it's tedious, but you have to do it. These lessons are not all going to be about scales, but you have to be able to get your fingers to work before we can progress to the next level. So it's thumb on C, play notes D and E, throw your thumb under, carry on up to the top. On the way back down, before you run out of fingers, once again throw over the 3rd finger onto the E and then complete the scale. The 8 notes of a C major scale, that's C, D, E, F, G, A, B and C octave, allow you to build chords. If you take the 1st, the 3rd and the 5th note of a C major scale and play them together, this is called a C major triad. Called a triad because it contains 3 notes, like a triangle has 3 sides. And if you take the 1st, the 3rd, the 5th and the octave of a C major scale and play them separately, this is called a broken chord or an arpeggio. And just like with the 5-finger exercises and the C major scale, you need to practice this, and this will probably make your hand ache a bit. You now know about a C major triad, which is C, E and G. If you take the C to the top, that's the 1st inversion. If you take the E to the top of the chord, that's the 2nd inversion. And if you take the G to the top of the chord, that is called a root octave chord. Generally, any note or chord that you start with is called a root note or a root chord. And once again, in exactly the same way as you practiced the 5-finger exercises and the C major scale and the basic C arpeggio, you now have to practice the broken chord arpeggio in all the inversions. That is, in root position, 1st inversion, 2nd inversion and root octave position. You will notice that the fingering is different on each of the chords. 1st, 3rd and 5th finger on the 1st chord, 1st, 2nd and 5th finger on the 2nd chord, 1st, 3rd and 5th finger on the 3rd chord, and then back to the triad, which is the same as the 1st. For a complete beginner to keyboard playing, these first couple of lessons are quite difficult. But we cannot progress any further until you can do this. So you need to spend some time doing it. It's worth it, believe me. When you watch your favourite jazz piano player or rock keyboard player, whoever that may be, and you see them flying about up and down the keyboard, take some encouragement from the fact that every keyboard player that you're watching has done this at some time in their career, usually at the beginning, but nevertheless, you cannot play advanced jazz and rock fills unless you can play the basic simple things. Thanks for watching, I hope you found it useful.